crazy how much it impacts, and we just don't really realize it until we're there, kind of immersed in that wild place.
Winnipeg expat and well-known adventure photographer Jillian Brown has captured beautiful and sometimes fierce scenes of nature across North America. And now, as much of the world is preparing for a return to normal, she's set to spend an entire month here at Pearson College's Race Rock Lighthouse and Ecological Reserve, an isolated and protected island off of BC's southwest coast.
It's a pretty amazing facility.
Experienced solo expeditionist, Brown says she's looking forward to the trip, and while many across the globe have felt the weight of COVID-19 restrictions and know isolation can be tough, Brown says it can also be an opportunity.
Everybody probably kind of understands it more than ever right now, that feeling of solitude. And for a lot, it probably did drive a lot of people crazy, but it also is a really great reset too, and to think about things that we're grateful for back home, or realize how little we actually need.
An ongoing collaboration between different levels of government and different agencies. Brown will be responsible for maintaining parts of the site, but she'll also be documenting the local wildlife and area to try and drive home the importance of keeping places like this wild and protecting the environment.
Many of these places are so overlooked. We don't realize it's just a rock. If you were to ever drive by it in a boat, you'd look at it and think, well, that's a beautiful lighthouse on it, but it's just barren rock.
Looking at the live cams on Saturday morning, there's a lot of fog and gray, but Brown notes while the top of the island may look idle, it's actually full of life.
This is an area where there's rockfish that are breeding, which is the protected species, the sea lions, whales, which is, again, becoming all endangered species because of overfishing, overpopulation.
For her, she says her photography aims to bring people into these wild spaces to ensure they understand what's truly at stake.
If you read the stories and see the photos, it helps to connect that impact that we're causing from us being there or from our global emissions.
For those who feel they can never take on such an intense solo adventure, Brown encourages them at some point in time to try and be alone with nature and to make that internal connection with yourself.
You can't really describe it until you go and push yourself in that sense, and you connect to yourself, and you find that confidence and trust. Because when you're solo on, say, especially an expedition, you have to believe wholeheartedly in your choices, in your decisions, in what you've learned beforehand, in your training, because you're the only one that's going to get you through it.
Brown will be on the island from September 15th until October 15th and will be blogging and documenting her experience throughout. For those who want to follow along as she partakes in this isolated adventure, they can do so by following the Race Rocks website or following Jillian Brown on her Instagram. In Winnipeg, Morgan Majeski, City News.